As the federal courts continue to hear arguments for and against the use of federal troops on American streets, the Trump administration appears to be moving forward with escalating that prospect in the weeks ahead. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us once again. Some shocking reporting from the Washington Post today as the U.S. military could be used in a larger fashion within America's borders. According to documents reviewed by the Post, the Pentagon has ordered thousands of National Guard personnel to undergo specialized training for civil unrest missions. It's a move critics say could normalize the use of troops in American cities.
So this is enormous flexing of federal power that isn't part of, what I remember in terms of American history. So it's really extraordinary, and I think it creates a sense of unease, but this is what the message he's decided to send.
The Defense Department has created a new Domestic Civil Disturbance Quick Reaction Force. By January 1st, 200 Guard members normally trained to respond to nuclear accidents or terrorist attacks must be equipped with riot control gear and ready to deploy within 8 hours' notice. This new unit will complement the existing National Guard Reaction Force, which is being expanded to 23,500 troops across all 50 states and 3 American territories. Most states will contribute about 500 personnel, with smaller states providing as little as 250. Now, these forces, once focused on disaster relief, are now being trained for crowd control, including the use of tasers, pepper spray, and riot batons. President Trump has defended his deployments, saying, "We have cities that are troubled and we're going to have safe cities." He's claimed sweeping authority to send not just the Guard, but even active duty Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines into U.S. streets if he so chooses.
We have cities that are troubled. We can't have cities that are troubled. And we're sending in our National Guard, and if we need more than the National Guard, we'll send more than the National Guard, because we're going to have safe cities. We're not going to have people killed in our cities. And whether people like that or not, that's what we're doing.
But the courts have pushed back somewhat. Current cases have blocked the deployment of troops to Chicago and Portland as federal judges and the Supreme Court weigh whether the president can override governors and send forces in without their consent. In fact, just this week, the Supreme Court asked for more arguments in the Chicago case, delaying any decision until mid-November. Now, critics warn this could erode the military's core mission. Corey Shake of the American Enterprise Institute told the Post that they are increasing their ability to mobilize National Guard forces, federalize them, and use them over the opposition of localities and governors.
I feel like my fellow Republicans are underestimating how much we should be worried about these kinds of presidential power grabs. We're not going to want it when our political adversaries exercise this kind of power. That's the secret of free societies, of democratic rule of law in a free society, is that you set the rules because you want to limit what people who don't agree with you will choose to do. And that's what we're forgetting as Republicans. And it's really dangerous for the country.
Traditionally, the Guard has been called up for natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, wildfires, tornadoes. But Pentagon documents now outline plans for troops to be on permanent standby at bases in Arizona and Alabama, ready to respond to unrest nationwide. That means more time, more money, and more strain on Guard units already stretched thin. Now, the White House announced the creation of this quick reaction force originally back in August. Now, with training underway and legal battles mounting, the question is whether this becomes a temporary measure or a new normal of American life. For many, it is a test of how far executive power can reach and whether Congress and the courts can step in to draw the line. Obviously, the idea of U.S. forces on American streets for what the president perceives as uncontrollable violence has ruffled a lot of feathers across the country. We want to know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more content in the days ahead. As always, thanks for watching.